In this video, we are going to go over the wide receivers that you need to target in 2021 in your upcoming fantasy football drafts. Hey everyone, if this is our first time meeting, my name is Ivan Herrera and welcome to the 100 Fantasy Football channel. The mission of this channel is to give you all the best tools needed so you can be successful in fantasy football. I'm so honored that you are here. If you're brand new, consider subscribing and be sure to also share with someone that you think would find value in this channel. As mentioned earlier, we are going to be going over wide receivers you need to target this upcoming season in 2021. But before we do that, we are going to kick it off to our segment Cap or No Cap. Cap or no cap? According to Benedito Vitali from Clutch Sports, he has ranked AJ Brown as well as Julio Jones as the best wide receiver duo going into this season. And the question is it cap or no cap? This is an easy one. It's no cap. Now, the question that we have to ask when it relates to fantasy football is AJ Brown still going to be of high value this upcoming season, even though Julio Jones is joining the mix? And the answer for me is an easy yes. Look, even though AJ Brown was featured in an offensive scheme last season by Arthur Smith, which was extremely run heavy, he still was extremely successful last season in fantasy football. Early on in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, he's averaged 17.4 yards per reception and an insane 10% touchdown rate. And I think that it's only going to get better now with Julio Jones in the mix. And check out this tweet from Ian Hartitz that talks about what AJ Brown's able to do when he gets volume. His productivity is going to be there, especially if he gets the targets. And I personally feel that because Julio Jones is in the mix, plus with the acquisition of Josh Reynolds, you're going to get a lot of defenses finding it very difficult to just key in on so many of these individual players. And because of that, I think AJ Brown is going to have a successful season upcoming up in 2021. Watch, take a look at these stats. This stat shows what Calvin Ridley was able to do with and without Julio Jones in the lineup. And you can see even with him there in the lineup, he still found fantasy football success. And I believe that AJ Brown is going to only flourish, especially with this offense being what it is. So my personal philosophy when it comes to wide receivers is that this position is the deepest one in fantasy football. In my opinion, you can find a lot of value all throughout. A lot of my recommendations are based on the value that you can get these guys at, not necessarily that they are better than certain players or that I don't like other players better than these ones, but currently where their ADP is at, this is the best value that you can get for this talent. And with that, let's go ahead and go over some wide receivers that you need to target in 2021. DJ Moore from the Carolina Panthers. Now, I may have some bias because I've owned DJ Moore for the last couple seasons and I'm just a huge fan of the guy's talent. And check out this tweet from Frank Amarante that shows the kind of elite company that DJ Moore has already put himself in only 3 seasons in the NFL. Another reason why I like DJ Moore is, look, in the past 3 seasons, he's had subpar play from the quarterback position and he's still finished in pretty good areas in fantasy. He finished as wide receiver 38 his rookie year, wide receiver 18 in his second season, and then this past season he was wide receiver 22. DJ Moore's average depth per target has only increased as he's got into the league. His rookie season it was 9, his second season it was 11.1 yards. This past year it was at 13.2. I believe that now with the upgrade of Sam Darnold and with the arm talent that he possesses, I feel that DJ Moore is slated for a great season in 2021. Currently, DJ Moore's ADP is 56 overall, which means you can get a lot of good value early on with your wide receivers by targeting for DJ Moore. The second wide receiver that I'm recommending for the 2021 season is Michael Pittman Jr. out of the Indianapolis Colts. I believe that he's slated for a big season because he has an upgrade at quarterback. With Carson Wentz now into the fold, I believe that you should see a lot of great things with Michael Pittman Jr., especially because he has a comparable build to that of Alshon Jeffrey. In 2017, with Alshon Jeffrey's first season with Carson Wentz, he put up some pretty good numbers. He had 120 targets for 57 receptions and 789 yards with 9 touchdowns, making him wide receiver 16 in fantasy that season. In 12-team PPR formats, Michael Pittman Jr. is going anywhere between the 9th round, so I believe that that is value that you need to maximize and truly invest in. Now, the final wide receiver that I'm recommending is DJ Chark out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the first reason why I believe you are going to have a good season with DJ Chark is, number one, the Trevor effect. Look, the Jacksonville Jaguars invested in Trevor Lawrence, and I believe that that will play a huge part as to why DJ Chark will have a great season. With Jacksonville having a lot of weapons for Trevor Lawrence, I can see him easily getting to the 4,000 yard mark. With the addition of Marvin Jones and the rise of Laviska Shenault, I can see DJ Chark having a great season, being that it's going to be very hard for defenses to only key in on him. Look, in 2019, DJ Chark was able to put up over 1,000 yards, and that was with Nick Foles and Gardner Minshew. And I believe that he can do that, and he can probably even capitalize on that now that there's more weapons around him and more talent, and of course the upgrade at quarterback. Look, I believe that DJ Chark has the potential to be anywhere in that range of wide receiver 15 to 20, and he currently is going right now in drafts as wide receiver 29. So this is someone that you can definitely invest in and should invest in 2021. Well, with that, guys, I hope you got a lot of value out of that. I really recommend that you share this with someone that is looking to look for ways to get an edge in their fantasy football drafts coming up. If you got any value out of this, be sure to hit that like button, and as always, be sure to subscribe. And also, my question for you is, what wide receivers are you looking to target in the 2021 fantasy football season? Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. All the information will be in the description below, and as always, keep it 100.